Welcome back, everyone. All right, I gotta say, it has been an extremely unprecedented week. Scratch that. Unprecedented new year, almost, in Hollywood from the start of the year to now. Crazy things have been happening left, right, and center, it feels. So I'm talking about the sudden and heartbreaking death of Catherine O'Hara, to Savannah Guthrie's mom being kidnapped and missing since almost a week ago, Saturday evening. Like I said, it has been a week, it has been a year. And so I'm going to start off with an update on Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie's mother, okay? Earlier this week, if you're watching, we spoke with Michael Babcock over at TMZ about this story, but there every day, every minute, there has been, updates since we spoke with him on Wednesday. So Nancy Guthrie was last seen with her daughter, Annie Guthrie, on Saturday evening in Arizona around 9:48 p.m. They had gone out to dinner, and I believe she got, an Uber ride home. So she did not show up for church on Sunday, which was very unusual, and that began to raise flags for her well-being and her whereabouts. So here's a more detailed breakdown of the events following 9:48 p.m. Saturday evening, okay? At 1:47 a.m. on Sunday, Nancy's doorbell camera was disconnected, and then a person was detected at her door about 25 minutes later. Now, if you were confused, so was I. Turns out the camera was disconnected, but the audio was still recording, if you will. So despite the camera being disconnected, the audio was still gathering, recording stuff. That's how the person was detected 25 minutes later. Okay, so then Nancy's pacemaker app was disconnected from her phone at 2:28 a.m. And then later that day, Sunday at 11:56 a.m., her family checked on her and then discovered the unthinkable: Nancy was missing. So police were called around 12:03 p.m. Patrol arrived at 12:15. And then here we are kind of today with everything. So authorities told Page Six that they believe Nancy was taken from the home against her will, possibly in the middle of the night. Blood was found outside of her home, and investigators confirmed it did belong to Nancy. And officers have yet to identify a suspect or suspects, but are, quote, actively looking at everyone as a person of interest. We found out Savannah Guthrie stepped down from covering the Winter Olympics for NBC, and of course took a leave of absence from hosting today, as she should. We also learned of an alleged ransom note that was sent out requesting millions in Bitcoin. So on Wednesday, Savannah, along with her two siblings, released a heartbreaking video plea asking for Nancy's safe return. It's a little lengthy, but take a look.
The light is missing from our lives. Nancy is our mother. We are her children. She is our beacon. She holds fast to joy in all of life's circumstances. She chooses joy day after day. Mama, if you're listening, we need you to come home. We miss you.
We too have heard the reports about a ransom letter in the media. As a family, we are doing everything that we can. We are ready to talk. However, we live in a world where voices and images are easily manipulated. We need to know, without a doubt, that she is alive and that you have her. We want to hear from you, and we are ready to listen. Please reach out to us.
Like I said, truly heartbreaking. That was just a smidge of the entire clip. So still a lot of questions unanswered, but during a press conference on yesterday, FBI Phoenix's Special Agent Heath Jank shared the ransom note, set a deadline for 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Yesterday, that deadline was not met, but he stated, quote, and if a transfer of the Bitcoin wasn't made, the second demand in the note was for next Monday. I'm not going to go beyond that, is what he said. So investigators are actively looking at everyone, like I said, as a suspect in Nancy's disappearance. So just well wishes, all the positivity to Savannah, Nancy, everyone in that family, because this is really unprecedented, unimaginable, okay? And unfortunately, more not so great news, but we've had a week to kind of let it sink in. The late, great Katherine O'Hara left the world a week ago today. And I remember where I was. I was just outside of the studio in an edit bay, working on something, saw the notification come through, audibly gasped, then went to go text Jeremy, and he had already texted me the news, and my mind was blown. And I had said this before, but I haven't felt this impact of an actor passing away since Robin Williams in 2014. I've never met her, never had the chance to, but it was just, she had that connection from the screen to the viewers of like you knew her. So it was a hard day. It's been a hard month without Katherine in it. Of course, I am not alone in feeling heartbroken about her passing. The entire world is reeling from her death, and the official cause of her death has yet to be revealed, but details surrounding, have come out. She suffered a brief illness prior to her being rushed to the hospital during the early hours of January 30th, and her and her husband, Bo Welch, reportedly kept her illness a secret from very close friends, so they too were just as shocked. Now, since her passing, tributes have poured in from every corner of the entertainment industry, including the Westminster Dog Show. Earlier this week, Tuesday, February 3rd, the 150th annual Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show took a moment to reflect on Katherine's humor and talent, including her role, the iconic role in the 2000 Christopher Guest mockumentary Best in Show, where she played Cookie Fleck. This movie, if you've not seen it, must see, pokes fun at the human personalities behind the scenes and on display during a professional dog show. As you can see, the tribute showed a brief collection of clips from her expansive film, TV career, voiced over by Moira Rose, and then, of course, displayed her name, and the text read, "A true legend, timeless talent, an icon." Saturday Night Live also took time last Saturday to honor O'Hara. And then, most recently, she was in the huge Apple TV Plus show, The Studio, and they had a press event earlier this week. Seth Rogen and the rest of the studio cast backed out of this planned event on Tuesday following her death, kind of in solidarity to show their support. Again, such a shock. But someone, I don't know, I can't remember which famous person it was, but they wouldn't want us crying. They would want us, she would want us laughing. So I will say this, Katherine O'Hara, rest in laughter. I know it was a solemn What the Hollywood this week. I'm hoping the news gets better as we get through the month of February, through the year of 2026, because I really don't know how much more my heart can handle.